What is going on, guys? Broken Eyes coming at you today with an Odd Eyes Supreme Magician. I don't know, Supreme Odd Eyes Magician deck profile. This is the most competitive I can make it with the current format. I've tried my best and I've tried to make it like fit in the Odd Eyes and make it less magician and add a few other bits here and there. So I hope you like the deck profile, guys. This was done on kind of a request of my last video. I did a fun Odd Eyes deck that I really do like the Odd Eyes kind of form or whatever. So I did an Odd Eyes deck that was fun. If you want to check that out, go check it out. But I did it and it was more of the ban list cards in it. So it was really fun to do. So this one is more kind of competitive. I even have a side deck, but a side deck is always up to personal preference. A lot of in the side deck is actually some of the ban list cards, which is really good for side decks. So without further ado, now you don't have to do the side deck, by the way. I never ever do a side deck. If you ever watch my channel, probably don't get used to it because you can run a side deck whatever else you want. And yeah, completed with the extra deck as well. So let's get into the deck and some of the reasons why I chose some of the cards. So first we have Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon, one of the best cards in Pendulum cards at the minute. It's just a really good card. So Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum. The reason I run this is because we don't have Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon yet. Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon will make this deck kind of an OTK and a lot better. But for now I run it as my high 8 scale. And then if you have like Odd Eyes Absolute on the field, or even a second copy of this, you can special summon another copy when it gets destroyed from the deck. Now you can run this, or you can run the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, but I run this because it's 2700 beater, which is a little bit better. But yeah, when Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon, this is what will come out for that. Next, 3 of the Supreme King Dragon Dark Worm. So when you actually get out your Supreme Dragons, you can use this card's effect as well. It's just really good for searching out your low scale, which is Supreme King Gate 0. So Gate 0 has a little weird fusion effect, and you can also rank it with 7s or whatever as well. Supreme King Dark Worm searches it, and Supreme King Dark Worm can use some of your Supreme Dragons as well. It's all very good to get out and have. You kind of need to run 3 and 2. I feel like it's the best one so far. And like I said, when Revolution stops, you do that. Because there's a really good combo with Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon and Supreme King Starving Venom. But yeah, when that comes out, I actually have it on Dueling Network, or Dueling Book. I think that's what it's called. So I should be doing a duel very soon of that deck profile, because I have this deck profile in it, except the only thing different is this as well, I suppose. Next we have 3 Astrograph Sorcerer. When any of these cards get destroyed, you can search it, put it back in your hand, and then special summon Astrograph Sorcerer. It also help you get out Zark. Now I'm going to show you, I do run Zark, but you can get rid of Zark as well. Now, Chronograph Sorcerer, I only have the 1, but if I could, I'd probably run 3. The reason being is 3 is really good. It helps you special summon ones from the hand. And it kind of does the same thing as Astrograph Sorcerer, and you can run it as your high skill as well, and I'll show you what I'll take out for it. So for now I am just running the 1, but yeah, still really good deck. You have to run 1 of each of the Stargazer and Time Gazer in consistency with Astrograph and Chronograph, because they search these 2 cards, and these are your higher low skills as well. So yeah, so it's a nice little combo thing they have got going. Because Double Iris is gone, you're running Black Fang Magician to cover Double Iris. Not as good, but I really like Black Fang just because I'm a lover of Dark Rebellion and stuff. And Black Fang basically can get a magician from the graveyard, and it can also, when it's in the Pendulum Zone, get a what's it called, a magician monster, whatever, magician monster, and have it gain 1200 attack during the battle phase. Then we have the best one, Purple Poison Magician, which is basically it's an easy way to OTKs as well, to get rid of stuff on your opponent's side of the field, and pop stuff, which is really good. Next we run the 1 White Winged Magician. This is one I would get rid of for another, what's it called, Chronograph Sorcerer, whatever. That I'd get rid of one of these for that. But for now, White Winged Magician actually isn't that bad, just because it makes it easier to go into your what's it called, your Zark, because we are running the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, Dark Rebellion, Purple Starving Venom, Fusion Dragon, whatever, and Clear Wing. So you have all of the materials to actually go into them. Next we have Harmonizing Magician, helps you get into your 8 synchros and 4 rank 4s, and also helps you get into your link monsters as well. Next we're running Tribble Wisdom Eye Magician, hasn't been a hit on the ban list yet, so it's pretty good. Just searches out the rest of your scales and stuff. When it's in the scale, pops itself and searches for you. Still a really good card, and then you can Pendulum summon if you have space or whatever in your extra monster zone, or a link monster points to it. Then you have Oath Dragon. If any of these cards are used for an Xyz summon, which I run more Xyz than anything else, you can actually get them back to your hand. Oath Dragon's good for that. I'd probably take another one of them out for the third chronograph. So yeah, so next for hand traps, I run 1 Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit. It seems to be better than what's it called, Ash Blossom. This current format, it just seems a lot better. Not a lot better, but somewhat better. And I don't have a lot of hand traps, so I'm running this. You can swap between this and Droll and Lockbird if you want as well, depending on what you're really playing against. Droll and Lockbird's only good for Trick Stars or whatever, but Effect Veiler still is good against some of the other decks as well. And that's it for the monsters. That's it for the hand traps. If you want to run more hand traps, you go ahead and run more hand traps if you have them. And get rid of a few other cards like the White Wing or whatever, and do that kind of stuff. It's really up to you. Pot of Desires, I never find this card a dead card. It just seems to be really good to have. 2 Duelist Alliance. You're searching a little bit less now because your Iris Magician is gone. So it's not as good. Then you're running the 1 Pendulum Call. It seems to be good just at 1 at the minute. You're running the 1 Star Pendulum Graph for defense. Then you're running the 1 Time Pendulum Graph, which is really, really good as well. The 1 Solemn Judgment and the 1 Solemn Warning. Now if you want to like swap that up or change the ratios, whatever, it seems to be working for me. But if you want to swap the ratios, go ahead and swap the ratios up. We run a lot more monsters and spell and traps, as you can see. The deck mainly works off constantly having scales in your hand and going for scales and going for big monsters and stuff. And it really utilises the extra deck because link monsters are very, very easy to make with this deck. And as soon as you do get link monsters out, you can Pendulum summon a lot of monsters and just go crazy. Now, the only problem is I don't have the Full Metal Foes. What's that link monster called? I'll go into the extra deck next, and then I'll do the side deck. So yeah, so first off we have the Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom. So he can basically become anything in the graveyard. If you have anything in the graveyard, like any of your extra deck monsters in the graveyard, you can make them have that effect. And with Revolution Dragon is very, very good, because I think Revolution Dragon is this card gains attack equal to half your opponent's life points. So just say your opponent's on 8,000, he'll gain 4,000 attack on top of his 28, which is really good. And he inflicts piercing damage as well. Then we have the 1 Zark. Zark is just one of the boss monsters and kind of easy to make in this deck. I mean, when you do get, you should be winning if you do get him. Then we have the 1 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon to be summoned with Absolute Dragon. I'll show you Absolute Dragon now in a second. We have the 1 Omega. Cypher Mode Omega is very, very easy to summon with Harmonizing Magician, and it also just sits in the extra monster zone when it banish a monster from, or when you banish a monster from your opponent's hand to come back at the end phase or whatever, you get special summon in the main monster zone, which is good for opening up your stuff. Then we have Supreme King Dragon Clear Wing. Now if Starving Venom takes any of these monsters' abilities, it becomes really, really good too. Supreme King Dragon, whatever. Utopia package, because you're running a lot of rank 4s. And it becomes 5,000 attack. Everybody knows what that does. Your Time Star Magician, just to search those magicians if you don't have them. The Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion, because it can make a special monster attack 0 and you can attack over it. Number 11 Big Eye, because you're running a lot of 7. You're running Supreme King Gate, you're running Arc Pendulum, and you're running Stargazer. So there's a lot there. Then you have the Odd Eyes Absolute as well. So just when this card is destroyed, you get special with the Vortex Dragon, and you can special summon Arc Pendulum if you have Arc Pendulum that's used it. Then this one is number 42 Galaxy Tomahawk. This one really, if you have 2 level 7s and you just want to go ham on your link plays and get your high link monsters out, you go for Galaxy Tomahawk, and Galaxy Tomahawk can just search or special summon 5 tokens on the field. Just say if you know other monsters, you had the 2 7s, you go for Galaxy Tomahawk. You can have your 5 tokens on the field and then go off from there. Use Galaxy Tomahawk and your tokens to go into whatever link monster you want, because you're going to have 6 materials for them. At the end phase to get destroyed. Next, Topological Bomber Dragons, many a times with that thing or whatever I've done, I've actually been able to summon Decode Talker, and then a Topological Bomber Dragon to a zone it points to, whatever. Now, when Landful Linkus comes out, that card that I always just talk about, I always run it in one of my decks, but it has, instead of Proxy Dragon, which has left and right, it has down and right, and only take 2 monsters or whatever. You summon that, and then you summon a Topological Bomber Dragon. And then if your opponent isn't running a Link monster deck, Topological Bomber Dragon doesn't have the negative effects of it. So yeah, so it's really good that way. So 1 Decode Talker, and then the 1 Proxy Dragon. And yeah, I kind of will change up a few of these. See, some of the 7s, I might only have 1 or 2, whatever. I might get rid of it and use more Link monsters as I like get more Link monsters into my deck and stuff. So yeah, so that's it for the extra deck. I'll run over the side deck real quick. So Draw and Lockboard, like I said, good for stuff. Winter Cherries is just an amazing looking card, but Winter Cherries is good for some of the meta stuff. If you want to now, obviously I want to show you what I'll take out for this, but whatever, you can actually fit in, like just say what's big right now. You can add a Trickstar, Firewall, Borrowload Dragon into the side deck or whatever. If your opponent's running ABCs, have an ABC Buster Dragon in it. What other decks are kind of big? Any extra deck that's big, you can put it in this with Winter Cherries, and when you side them in, you can banish the Winter Cherries to make sure your opponent can't use that monster again. Odd Eye Saber Dragon. I run Odd Eye Saber Dragon in the extra because I don't want it in the main monster zone. Just if Arc Pendulum gets destroyed or whatever, you can special summon this from the deck. So yeah, it's an idea, but yeah. Then we run the 3 Kaijus and Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, but yeah, 3 Kaijus just in case, because you can get over them. The Odd Eyes Fusion, just to summon Vortex, which are extra deck or whatever, you can summon that. Then we have the 3 Torrential Tribute, just if your opponent has that loads of monsters and stuff, and you just wipe the board and try and go for an OTK type of thing. Then the Bottomless Trap Hole, like I said, you can feel free to take any of these out for extra deck monsters with Winter Cherries or whatever. But that's it for the deck profile, guys. I don't know if I can do any better when it comes to meta, because I don't have a lot of the pricey cards that is the meta today. And this deck, Magicians, is meta. And it's after winning a few events and stuff, but I don't really like playing meta. If you know my deck, or if you know my channel or whatever, I kind of run fun decks, like the fun old school type of decks. But yeah, it's a really, really fun deck. It's nice to have the power of the Magicians or whatever. Still kind of strong. They got kind of hit with Joker, Skullcrab with Joker recently, but yeah. Hopefully in the future I can get that wicked Link monster. What's it called? I can't think. Full Metal Foes. I can't think. You can tell me in the comment section down below, because I just forgot. But yeah, it's really, really good. It just basically searches all your Pendulum monsters, and I definitely run like 2 or 3 of those if I could, because it's just wicked. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video. Please let me know if you like. Give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and good luck.